Welcome to the Sunday night talk. Before I start, a few announcements. The last Saturday of hi Keel. Last Saturday of this month, I'm doing a webinar. There's only a few places left, so if you'd like to do that, you can contact me on my website. Also, thank you to those who have donated for last week's talk. That's really great, really appreciated. Also, if you'd like a one-to-one session with me, you can do that through my website as well. Hi Joe, hi Paul. And what else? Yeah, I have a talk in April on the 14th and 15th in London. So if you'd like to come to that, there's also that on my website too. I think that's it. And I'm not giving any talks during March. Oh yeah, and I do Discord drop-in chats on Wednesday nights. It's just audio only, but it's a really good platform on Discord, and it's a really nice hour. And we have a few of us there, and we just talk for the hour. Good. Yeah, I think that's definitely it. Hi Donnie. So ironically, we're looking for sitting on a chair, watching a video, hearing sounds, well, not even hearing sounds, sounds appearing, body appearing, air. Hi, Orna. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that. This subject can become really intellectual. There's all this like debate about this and that and all this stuff about whether there's a me or whether there's no me or whether there's me's in animals or whether there's this or that. And you can't, an intellectual conversation, or nothing wrong with it, of course, intellectual conversations happen, but this is just simply what is happening. That's it. That's it. And what is happening is looking for it. Looking for what is happening is what's happening. The sense of being somebody is what's happening. But the sense is not a person, it's just a sense, it's just an appearance. And it doesn't matter what we say about it, whether we try to analyze, did it come in at 2 years old, 1 year old, in the womb, did it happen, did it not happen? None of that matters. That's just what's happening. Because no amount of talking about it is going to unravel the mystery. The mystery is already unraveled as this. It's already done. It's already everything. There isn't anything else. Thoughts about something else is this, appearing as the mystery. And really, we're just looking, there's a sense of looking for what is. And it's just obviously this. But for who? But for who? Nobody. It's just this, sitting here, saying nothing, speaking about nothing, and yet paradoxically pointing to what we think we are looking for. The sense of completion, But the whole appearance of incompletion is just imagined. It's just dreamt up by the brain or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's just dreamt up. You can't find it. Can you find the elusive thing you're looking for, or is it just imagined that there's something you're going to find? It's imagined, isn't it? I've got to find this thing, but I don't know what it is. That's because there isn't anything to find. There's nothing here to find. There's nothing here for the me. That's just simply sitting on a chair. Sounds happening, air happening, people on the screens, names happening. Hi Anne, hi Sana, hi Stephen from Seattle. And even the questions about this is just what's happening. And answering them is happening. And all of it's totally fine. All of it's totally as it is. It's just can't be any other way. It just can only be what is happening. And it's just really obvious, isn't it? Then there's that thought that kicks off. No, it's not obvious. There's something I'm missing. I'm missing something. No, you're not missing anything. There's nothing to get. In the end, there's nothing to get. No one gets anything. It's just seeing that this appearance of looking for, of feeling separate, it's all just totally not real. It's just something that happens seemingly in the head. And of course, emotions can feel contracted because it contracts as a sort of sense of emotions and a sense of locked in thoughts. And yeah, the body reacts to that. But that's not the me, that's the reaction. It's a reaction from the body to the almost energetic psychological condition of the me. The me is like a condition, but it's not a me, it's not a person. So it doesn't die because it's not alive to begin with. It wasn't alive to die, so nothing dies. Just the whole illusion is just suddenly revealed. Hi CDD, to no one, because there's no one needs to be here to actually see something. You don't need a sense of me to see that the me is not real. You don't need a me to see that water's wet. That's just obvious. Here we're talking about a mystery, but we're not talking about anything mysterious. Stephen, the me is attracted to thought. If there's no me, then the thought just falls away. The neurotic thoughts, yes. Thought doesn't fall away. But the neurotic going over and over and over, me, self-consideration. Hi, Diana. Self-consideration, thought patterns, neurosis falls away, yeah. But thought doesn't fall away. The thoughts are amazing. The human brain is amazing. But all that self-consideration story, which appears as thought, falls away. But the me also appears as a kind of thought. It's like a delusion. So that whole delusory sense of self completely goes away, including all its neurotic thoughts, yes. It's not even that the me is attracted to thoughts. The me is just utterly attracted to itself. It's utterly self-obsessed. Its only song it sings is me, me, me. That's the only song it sings. Non-duality is nothing about spirituality. It's totally unspiritual. it's just life as it is. And it can't be said what that is. Yes, Joe, things happen that couldn't have been thought of. Well, things just happen. This just happens. Thoughts just happen. It's all the one thing. The thoughts, the air, the table. What is it in me that is wanting to be liberated? The story. The story wants to be liberated. And also the sense of suffering that comes along with that condition of me, that appearance of me. It wants to be liberated because it suffers in its own story. It's me story. That's why it looks for an escape. And also, it's just what's happening. Liberation doesn't happen to the me anyway. Liberation doesn't happen. It's already liberation. It's already liberated. Everything's already free. What falls away is the contracted sense of I'm not free. Stephen, just make me like this bigger. There we go. Stephen, what I am referring to is the me energy feeding thought and vice versa. Yeah. Well, it lives in that whole dream world. So the whole thing of me and thought and all this is just all happening at once. The whole thing. You can't separate thought and me. Not really. Not really. Sometimes it can be a attracted sense of suffering without thought, but it's usually thought, isn't it? The only thing that this idea of me is a dream. It's a dream. SS. Hi, SS. What are your thoughts on prayer? After I realize this message, I feel praying isn't necessary, but still have doubts. I have no thought on prayer. I don't pray because, well, yeah, prayer is usually kind of to do with one's sense of self. It's to do with hope, wanting things to be better. But I would say that all that just appears in the story. The whole idea that I'm praying to something, to somebody, to some higher power, which only exists, as far as I can see, in this life, is imagined. Because it already is everything. It already is aliveness, life, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I don't really like to give this timeless appearance a name, because names are always come with a lot of baggage. Everything is liberated except for me, and even this is liberation. Yes, it is. Yeah. But it's not liberation for anybody. It's impossible to describe, but I mean, try describing what it is to be sitting or lying down or whatever you're doing. Try to describe what that is, except for as a label or a story. And even then, is simultaneously happening is the lying down. You can't get hold of it. You can't get hold of any of this. But the separate sense is always trying to label everything. Tries to label liberation. What's liberation? What is it? Well, it isn't anything. There isn't anything. There's nothing here as a thing. There's only what is. And anything is what is. Because the sense of self lives in the story of liberation being something. It doesn't want nothing, thinks it wants nothing, but it doesn't. Because there's nothing for it. It would be hell. That's why, like, that the conditioning of the self runs or comes back in when there's like the sort of nothing, when there's just nothing. Suddenly, the sense of self will come back in. It says no God, no thing, nothing. In all the years of seeking and hoping and wanting God to reveal itself and all that, nothing was ever found. Because there's no need, because it's already everything. There's no need. It's imagined, isn't it? Something outside of this. This is it. There is no outside. This is utterly boundless, edgeless. Everything. We live in a story of there being something else. And it's that story that completely covers over the absolute miraculous nature of this life. Miraculous. Because it's like, oh no, a keyboard, well, that's really boring. There's nothing in it for me. No, there's nothing in it for me. But it's amazing that a keyboard is on my desk and a glass and it's just you can't see the amazement of what is right in front of your face because you're imagining it as something greater, something more. Hi, Claudia. No, what is imagined is that there is something else and that I am a person. I'm not talking about the desk being imagined. No, there's definitely a desk here. For the moment. It's not that I'm saying is imagined. What is imagined is something other than this. That there's something higher than this. There's something that I'm not getting. There's some attainment I'm not getting. There's some God, or there's some flashing, blinding light, or there's this eternal bliss, or it's like that's imagined. That's what's imagined. And that I am this person, and I'm a good person and a bad person, I'm this and that. That is also imagined. But it's also aliveness happening. And that aliveness of imagining is no different from this glass of water. It's all real and unreal. It's all actual, but has no permanence. Stephen, I have noticed without an I that hope, purpose, meaning, and several other aspects which the me used in its story have vanished. Rather stunning. Yeah, all that just... Laziness seems to become a virtue. Yeah, that's a common one. Laziness. Yeah, but it's like, well, it just shows you that this kind of drive to get somewhere was the drive of the me. Doesn't mean that some people who don't have that appearance of me won't have the drive, but I've often found with people where this is seen, that laziness is quite common. The drive just drops. It's not like I'm not still able. Yeah, it's just the drive goes, I think. There can be passion about things. Like you could say there's a drive here to make art, but it's not really a drive. It's just the body just does what it wants. The brain creates things to do, like pictures and this and that, and that just happens on its own. But the drive of the me to be this amazing person and to be free and to, you know, strive and push towards this imaginary goal that it has, when that's gone, that's the end of that, isn't it? It's just the end of it. It says, yes, I have been lazy too, not wanting to do anything at all, just nothing. Yeah, it's common. Stephen, there's no drive, there's just this, that's it. Yeah, just this, and it just actually is just utterly spontaneous, utterly immediate. People think I am depressed, and that can be annoying, especially family members. Yeah. You just have to tell them you're not. I'm fine, Mom. I'm fine. Yeah, no one's going to get it. No one's going to understand. You know, when this drive just drops out, because it just does, most people aren't going to get that, because everybody lives in this striving to be something in this imaginary future. And it never arrives, does it? It's always this. You never actually get anywhere. I mean, 10 years ago, when you were striving towards something, it's still this, isn't it? Nothing's moved. Never got anywhere. And then the striving towards what? The deathbed. You know, that's ultimately where this body's going, isn't it? It's never going to attain anything. It just lives in this imagination of being somebody. I want to be somebody special. Even just for myself, I want to be special. I always want to be complete. I want to be good enough. I'm not good enough. And if I follow all these things that the world says to do, Stephen, running to the grave, yeah. Yeah, running to the grave. None of it matters, though. None of it matters. It's just life. No one's doing anything. No one's doing it. No one's running to the grave. And at the same time, there's running to the grave. It says, so there's no completion for the me. No, because there is no me. There is no me. It's a imagined state. Me is an imagined state. So how can imagined state become complete? It can't, because it's not really a person. The person can never become complete because it lives in the illusion of separation. The only completion there is already what is. It's already complete. And in this completion, there appears the sense of no completion. But that is completion as well. It's all the same thing. So there is no completion. This is already it. It's done. It's done. Exactly, Joe. Stephen, running to the grave for no one. Yeah. Yeah. When the simplicity is already here. It's simply this. Simply this. I can't get it. I can't get it. I can't get it is this. But I haven't got it. I haven't got it is this. It's nothing to get. No one to get it. Thank God. It says, this is so beautiful, but the me hates it. It always runs away from it. Yes, it'll run screaming. It'll run screaming because it lives in the story of being somebody. That's the dream it lives in, of being somebody and becoming a better person. This is the annihilation. This annihilates that story. It can be painful. It can be painful. Like, it just like provokes every psychological button of this sense of self. It pushes every button. And yet, it's so beautiful. Yeah, there's nothing to do about it too. No, it's just what's happening. It's just what's happening. Yeah, frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, but that's a story. Frustration is a story. It's just what's happening. If you look at the frustration, you'll see it as a collection of thoughts and feelings. But what are they exactly? They're nothing. They're just nothing. They're not anything. Orna. Everything has fallen, seeking, asking, wanting, except for the story and the yearning for it to fall too. Yes, which is also a story. The yearning is a story. I'm yearning. And with that yearning, because this comes this longing. But it's not yearning for anything. It's yearning for an imagined fall. It's totally in its imagination, yearning for myself to fall. And nothing falls. It's just obvious all of a sudden. And in that obviousness, is that right? In that, the whole dream just poof, the whole dream. And you can't yearn, you can yearn for it, but yearning for it, that yearning will also go pop, also go poof. The whole thing, the whole lot. Hey Anne. Read today that meditation reduces the me center of the brain, and this reduces monkey mind type thinking. Meditation. No, no, I don't think so. Didn't work here. No, because the me is it's a total state. It's a total state. I mean, it would just be reduces the me. Well, you'll find that it doesn't happen. If it does work, it doesn't work for long. Meditation cannot reveal the illusion The illusion, it just, I can't imagine that happening. Because it happens, you know, the illusion is revealed in all kinds of circumstances. I haven't met anybody where meditation, that's happened through meditation. The me center of the brain, the me center of the brain. Well, if that was the case, we could just go in there and cut a little bit of it out. You can't find a me. It's a complete fake reality that is lived in. It's a mistake. It's a misunderstanding. I don't think it's concentrated somewhere in the brain. No one's ever found a me, the me center of the brain. I don't think so anyway. Stephen, when you really think you are the me, you cannot hear this message. I don't know. Because you can talk. It's amazing, you know. I can't remember, I was talking about this the other day, but someone was telling me that she can't talk to people she knows, you know, in kind of spiritual circles about this, or I can't remember who it was. And I said, yeah, it's easy to talk to a normal working white van driver. That they'd hear it quicker, actually, than a spiritual seeker. It certainly can be heard or not. I don't think it really matters whether there has been any kind of, well, any condition for that. So going back to the meditation thing, people can meditate for 50 years and still be a me, and still have this me sense. And then someone can just, the sense of self can suddenly collapse and there's been never any seeking ever. I used to meditate badly, years and years ago. When this sense of self started just falling to pieces, I hadn't meditated for like 10, 20 years maybe. So I think that's a bit of a story, really. It says, ultimately, there is nothing true. No thing. There's no thing, a singular, that is true. There's only what is. And finding anything true in that would be just a story. Can't find anything true in it. Can't find anything true in the computer screen, in the mouse, in the hand. What's true in here? You can't find what's true here. It just is. But it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just what is. It's no thing. Stephen, me always feels seeking to feel better. It will do anything. Yeah, it's desperate. It can become more desperate as well. And yeah, maybe not lasting. I think it just relaxes. I think it's just relaxing. I don't think it reduces the sense of self. Because the sense of self is going to come in with as soon as anything provokes that meditating person, the me's going to kick off like crazy. You've disturbed my peace now. I was so peaceful until you came in and told me about my electricity bill. It's that kind of thing. It's just, it's always temporary, isn't it? I mean, what we're going to do is meditate forever. Something's going to provoke the human. Something's going to piss it off, and then it's going to believe it's lost its peace. Well, having no sense of self is not about peace. There's no peace. It's beyond peace. People think that this, having the sense of self not being there means peace or bliss or happiness or some sort of state. No. It's the end of all that story of states and bliss and this and that. It's just life. It's just life happening. that the story of me. Take the whole idea of it and just turn it upside down. Orna. So if I hear the message, does it mean I don't really think I am the me? So if I hear the message, does it mean I don't really think I am the me? I can't get my head around that question. Does it mean I don't really think I am the me? There's either a sense of me or not. There are either self-consideration thoughts happening, stories about me happening, or not. If the message is heard, it's just hearing the message. It's either that. There's no kind of there's no mystery to this, to what I'm saying. There's either self-consideration, self-awareness happening, or not. There's either they're hearing the message or they're not, or not. Hearing the message and the sense of self can happen together as well. I don't understand when you say, does it mean I don't really think I am the me? Would you be able to explain that? In relation to what Stephen said before, God, I have to go back. Oh, when you really think you are the me, you can't really hear this message. I think Stephen might have meant when you're really totally absorbed in it and you are totally in that, and that's it. There's no seeking for a way out of it, you know. I think that's what he meant. Keel, nothing needed to feel bum on chair. Nothing needed for anything. No. Bum is on chair. No need to feel it. Wanting to feel it is just I need to be aware of it. Yes. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, yeah. Past and future are only thoughts. Yes and no? Yes. This liveness is El Maestro. We can't work it out. It's stunning. It's just stunning. That's what it is. Absolutely stunning. It's alive. It's life. It's amazing. I mean, what a thing. We totally miss the amazing life of there seeming like we lived and we're gonna live, and there's stars and space and computers and plants and animals and children and all that, everything. It's so vast. This appearance is so vast. And we're looking for something else? We're looking for something else? Can't be just this. I mean, just this. It's so vast, huge, amazing, cosmic. Yeah, everything is alive. Everything's alive. Even concrete. Yeah, love concrete. Everything is alive. And we're looking for something else? It's comic. It is. It's comical. I mean, Jesus, there's water. Water's amazing. Air is amazing. Space, light. All the different animals and insects and plastic and plants and heat and cold and blimey. And we're looking for something else. Where will it come from? Just appears, doesn't it? Just appears. It's just here. It's just appearing. Can't see. It's not anything. It's not coming from anything. It's not coming or going. It's not coming or going. It just is. It's timeless. You can't find the time. You can't find time. It's like without looking, when that sense of looking for something else isn't gone, it's like seeing this for the first time. It's like it's never been seen before. It's just like, wow. I've been ignoring. I totally just didn't see this amazing aliveness. Because I was looking for some effect or state or something else, all in my imagined sense of self. There is something else apart from this vast appearance of life. Yeah. That's where that drive comes from, isn't it? To find this wholeness, this completion, this end where I can finally rest. Screw rest. This is life. This is not about rest. This is like the immediacy of life happening constantly. What about me? Yeah. Amazing. That was passionate, wasn't it? Most of my thoughts are me thoughts, so irrelevant, imagined insanity, all dancing around in the hugeness of this vast space of life. Yeah, because even that, this sense of self is this life dancing as the illusion of me. Even that is the vastness of life, all compressed into this story. So that too, you know. Me thoughts are so irrelevant, insanity. Yeah, in a way, yeah, because they're a delusion. There's the delusion that I'm a me, first of all, and that there is something else I'm going to find. Two things that are a delusion there. It's a deluded state. Donnie, when the illusion of me is gone, is it possible to feel anxiety, stress, or does it mean that there must be a story running? No, stress can happen. Stress can happen, sure. My best friend dog died yesterday. That was kind of stressful. It was like, oh, you know, and I really felt for my friend, and it was, I don't know if it's call it stressful. I don't know. There was just, you know, there was emotion there. I don't know if it's stress or anything. It was like, I'm not sure about anxiety. To be honest, anything can appear. This character wasn't really an anxious character to begin with. Anything can appear. Everything is already appearing. I would say a lot of the neurosis of the anxiety will disappear, yes. Yeah, because there's no story running around anymore. So a lot of that story is the anxiety itself. The story causes anxiety in the body. I mean, if you're thinking negative, the me's beating itself up all the time about how awful it is and how I don't like this and they don't like me and this and this, that's going to give fight or flight mode in the body. It's going to cause stress in the body. But when that story is no longer running, the body can relax. But it doesn't mean that stress won't happen. Yeah. And if I have anxiety, it's usually my me thoughts worrying. Yeah, yeah. Because those thoughts are going over and over and over, aren't they? And they're building up and getting worse and saying all these things which just aren't true. It just lives in its own dream story. It lives in its own dream world. And those thoughts are going to cause stress on the body, which we call anxiety, shortness of breath, there's tension in the stomach, can even cause illness, it's a lot of stress on the body. Having this constant, fear and worry and, people die from stress, heart attacks. Well, everything is still possible, it's just not personal. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, life is not suddenly, gone dead. It's more alive. It's the human is in the flow of life, and it feels this and that, and it can watch a movie, and the flow of emotions are all happening, but there's nothing personal in it. My friend's dog dying, and it was really sad. It was really sad because I've looked after this dog a lot over the past 8 years. She was like a friend. It was like losing a friend, and so it's not as if the human being is dead. There's just no self-consideration in that. This sadness is just there. It's just there. It's not personal. Yeah, exactly. It's just not personal. Joe, worry's the biggest killer. It can be pretty, stress can give people high blood pressures and stuff, for sure. Yeah, that stress is usually often me stories. It's very stories are very psychological. And the mothership of all those psychological worries and stories and everything, is the one delusion at the center of it all, is the misunderstanding that I am a person and I live in this body and I am normally centered in the head. This is where I live. I'm here. I'm here. That is the crux of it. I am here. And within that delusion, that misunderstanding, that illusion of I am here, it looks out from I am here and tries to get out of it. But it can't, because it's still in the same dream. It's always in the one dream of I am here. And I am starting to see my me thoughts like a crazy gremlin thing, and I can't take it so seriously. Yeah. Can't even find the stories that it's telling, that it's saying. You can't even find the me. You can't find the stories, and you can't find the center of the stories, which is the me. I use that as a description, by the way. Center. It's not really a center. There's no center. No center at all. Because you can't find it. Donnie, thanks. Yeah, it's just got to sink in that there isn't Then there was never a person. Yeah, there's some point the penny just drops, you know. It just drops. It's just like it's just suddenly revealed. Yeah, it's just suddenly not there. It's not that it's died or it's or anything. It's just suddenly not there. And then it's obvious it wasn't really anything. It wasn't a person at all. It was just a dream. The human dreaming it was somebody. Can't wait. Well, you won't know. You won't get anything, Donny. You won't get anything. It's the end of getting something. It's the end of it. Sounds like you think there's a prize at the end. No, there isn't. There's no prize. Something gets taken away, not added. Sense of self is no longer there. There's nothing added in its place for anybody. Just life is revealed as this vast, seamless, edgeless thing. No thing. But there's nothing in it for anybody. There's no like, yeah, now I see that it's just aliveness. I see it. I get it. Now everything's okay. It's not like that at all. Not like that at all. It's the opposite. It's absolutely impersonal. The human can appear personal, having opinions and thoughts and this and that, my thoughts on this and da 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 da, but none of that's personal anymore. And sometimes I just feel so spaced out, empty. I can see that thought is not needed. Do you think the me is not there then? There's no me there anyway. There's no me there anyway. I can't tell you if there's a me there or not. If there's an appearance inside you of there being a me, I can't tell you that. I don't see a me anyway. There isn't any me's. There isn't any me's. I can tell if I talk to somebody in this subject if they're coming from a sense of self or not. But I can't tell, Alan. I can't tell. The other sun. Hey, the other sun. Do you think the me is not there then? Well, it's either appearing or it's not. I don't know. Only you would know that. Only you would know that. If there's a sense of being somebody, I guess. A sense of self-awareness of being somebody. Then yeah. Or a sense of someone's experiencing something. Listen, what is your view on the idea of parallel realities? Well, being a sci-fi fan, I love the idea of parallel realities, but I have no evidence, unfortunately. But I do like, I like the idea of it. I like all kinds of wacky ideas. I don't like the idea of flat Earth, though. That gets rid of the whole alien thing. I don't like that. I like the whole sci-fi alien thing. Maybe the coin will drop, maybe not. No promises. No, it just either is or it isn't. Everson, do you believe that we can use this to our advantage like spiritual teachers, like Bashar says? This is completely different from Bashar. This is completely different. Bashar talks in the story of we. In that story of we will, as a whole, we will do this and that. No, this is not about that. This is not about anything to do with the story of humanity. The story of humanity is just what's happening, and it can disappear at any moment. The whole story will disappear when you go to sleep. I hear what you're saying, though. This can't be used. What is happening can't be used for anyone's advantage, because that would be a story appearing in it. Who's going to take advantage? This is the whole idea of take advantage of what? There's nothing to take advantage of. There's no one doing anything here. And yeah, it's difficult to tell, but it's relaxing though. Well, yeah. Yeah, at least it's that. Heal. Couldn't you also say that I, that seem to be in the body, is what everything appears in, including that body, and is everything that appears? Okay. Couldn't you say also that the I that seem to be in the body is what everything appears in, including the body? The I in the I. No. I don't think I would say that, because nothing changes when the I is gone. Nothing changes. It's still the same. The appearance is the same. The I is an illusion within this appearance that says it's somebody. It's not this appears within the. Hang on. That seemed to be is what everything appears in, including. No, because when that sense of being Lisa went away, the appearance didn't change at all. The body didn't change, the room didn't change, everything was the same, but also completely different. Is that what you're saying? So everything appears, including the body. No, I think the sense of self is just a self-contained story that just appears. That's what I mean. I claim to be. But it's not. Yes, it's claiming that it is you, it is me. That's the claim. And everything that is happening, but still seeing is there. What do you mean seeing, Q? Feeling bum on seat or whatever. Doesn't need to be seen. Sounds don't need to be heard. You can't actually find the hearing. You can only find the sound. Not even find them. There is only sound. There are only words. Hearing them is irrelevant. There's just sound. There's just bum on seat. That doesn't need to be seen. Needing to see it is a conceptual idea. I don't need to see that the body is breathing. Breathing is just happening. Okay, I can't write it. Oh, sorry. Is that, yeah, what I'm saying, is that what you mean? The sense of self is not the thing that's seeing anything anyway. It just claims it is. The sense of self is not doing anything except for spinning a story. It's not seeing or hearing or touching or tasting. It's not doing any of those things. It just spins a story about itself and claims everything for itself, for its story. That's what I mean. It's seen without seeing. Yeah, absolutely. It's just seen. There's my glasses. They're just seen before there's even any idea that I must see it. I think it must see. Yeah, I think it must see. But seeing is happening before there's even an idea of I seeing it. It's immediate. It's too immediate. That's why the sense of self can't really get a hold of what's been spoken of, because it's too immediate. The sense of self is always an afterthought, in a way. Yeah, exactly. Okay, my hour is up. Are there any last things before I go? Joy division. It's too fast to get. Yeah, it totally is. It's immediate. Trying to get it is already what is happening. It's already it. It's it all the time. And that includes everything. Everything. Oh, thank you, CDD. Enjoy this. A little under the weather. I hope you get better soon. It's already happening. Yeah. The other sin, it's time and illusion. Yes. Can you find time? Probably not. Yeah, I know. Well, we'll save that for another time. I love talking about the time. I'll just leave you with this one. Can you find time? Can you find time? Except for as a thought or a story or an appearance in this. It's always this. And yet this appears as time, but you can't actually find the time. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Thanks, Paul. Yeah. When there are just obviously age and memories. Yeah. But they're always in this. Thanks, guys. Thanks. What I mean, but it's no big deal. I'm amazing. I'd already the case. Thanks. Yeah. You're welcome, Keel. Thanks, everyone. Hey, Lee. Oh, thanks. Okay. Well, I'll see some of you on Wednesday. No, it's not this Wednesday. I've changed it to Thursday because my daughter's visiting and she's only here for 2 nights. So I'm not going to do Wednesday night. I'm going to do Thursday night. So I'll see some of you Thursday night and I'll be here next Sunday. Okay, thanks. Bye.